Hi folks, the Filipina P here, and today I've got a very special guest, my Canadian counterpart, a popular Filipino vlogger and media influencer. She's funny, she's controversial, and she's easy on the eyes. Meet Helga Babushka. All right. Hi there, Helga. Thanks for being on my channel. So, can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
I'm Helga Babushka, your favorite Filipina TikToker and your favorite Filipina queen.
Yes, I heard about the title, the Queen of Controversy. Tell us
Correct.
about.
The queen. Okay, so you want to hear how did that thing started?
Sure.
So, okay, part of my TikTok is all about me listening to a lot of people. I interact with my audience on TikTok because that's what I do and I love doing that. And I
Mhm.
there was this guy who just kept bashing me on TikTok, calling
Okay.
me a liar, calling me all types of names. And apparently, he said, you know, Helga doesn't know what she's talking about because she's not. I've been in the Philippines. I've lived in the Philippines for a long time. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's not even in the Philippines. She's in the Western world. So don't ever believe her and all that. So a lot of his topic was like mostly about me and just basically bashing about me, right? So yeah, he started calling me, you know what? I'm gonna name this girl the Queen of Controversy. I was like, hey, guess what? I love that name.
Okay, Helga, you're a Filipina. When did you go to Canada? Why are
Uh,
you there? What do you do?
I came here when I was 17 and I'm now 35 and almost 18 years now. I started off working at Tim Horton. I don't know if you heard about that. It's a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And I was working at the restaurant. I was working at Walmart. I worked like house cleaning. And then I ended up being in a restaurant doing hosting and serving. And at the same time, I was in a healthcare. And pandemic happened. I lost my job. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start YouTube. So initially, I started YouTube. But since my original plan to do YouTube was to do all about Philippines. So I had a friend in the Philippines keep telling me, why don't you start TikTok? I said, I don't know how TikTok works. I don't think I can start posting videos
Yeah.
every day because I heard you have to post 3 to 4 videos a day. And then I said, that's a lot. So
Right.
my partner's backyard is open and empty. And I asked him, can I please start gardening? Because, of course, a lot of us Filipina, we love to garden, right? And I
Right.
got
Right.
lost my job. I don't know what to do. So I was like, I'm gonna garden. I asked my partner, hey, can you please take a video of me? He was joking around, saying,
Right.
hello, everybody. This is my Filipina gardener. Her name is Helga or Babushka. I was like, I was just laughing. So I didn't mind that. So I kept the video. So that's how I started. And then I started making skits about Philippines. What is it like dating a Filipina? So I was showing how we eat, how we use the tabo, and just sharing about our tradition. And then it became to the point that a lot of people were asking me questions about Filipina. Oh, I've dated a Filipina. What should I do? So that's the kind of question that I was answering to them, and then eventually it led to me making more skits, and then my TikTok became like, okay, question and answer. And again,
Right.
that's why I was giving pros and cons. What is it like dating a Filipina? And so here I am. I just keep changing my TikToks to make it interesting and spicy a little bit. But yeah, here I am. That's the story of Helga, and the story of me being here in Canada.
You remind me of my past as well before I ended up here on YouTube because I did a lot of jobs as well, even similar to hosting, McDonald's,
Okay.
Jollibee, all of the fast food and call center
Yeah.
stuff like that. And
Okay.
then yeah, pandemic happened and I ended up on YouTube making videos. And I really love your videos because they're funny. And it's like, oh, this girl is humorous. She's a riot. That's why I was like, I have to check it out. I have to check her out.
Love controversy, right? I was like, okay, I'm
Right.
gonna give you the things that you want to hear. It's best if you don't say too much about your personal life because people could use that against you. And I have been hiding or keeping my personal life private. And even though a lot of bashers keep telling me, oh my god, she must be married to old man, and it's like, yep, I am. Oh, she must be a gold digger. Yep, I am. Oh,
Oh
she
yeah.
husband must be really old. Of course he is old. That's how you get them. That's how you stop them from bashing you by just, I mean, they will still bash you regardless anyway because
Yeah,
they're,
no matter.
yeah.
Yeah. What's the best thing about living there in Canada?
um the best thing about living here is you get to educate yourself. You have to improve your life. If you're here, you can take advantage of that. But
Mhm.
if you're here, it's really easy to find a job. Honestly, it's hard. It's really easy as long as you're willing to take any job. If you're willing to go to school, if you want to, and you can go to school here and just get a loan. Whereas compared to the Philippines, you can't do that. There's a lot of opportunities here. It really depends of how you take advantage of that opportunity. I was born in the Philippines, so I'm like a tropical girl. So for
Right.
me, when I came to Canada, for me, I got cultured shock because of course when I live in a house where you don't know the people, the neighbor, you don't know them. I don't even know their names at first. And I cried, right? Because of course I miss my family, and um at the same time it's kind of quiet, and Christmas is very different from the Philippines. In the Philippines it's more
Right.
fun, but as you get used to it, you are used to the lifestyle here, then you get used to it. And of course sometimes you get depressed, right? Because of course it's always cold, and it's always raining.
How are you handling the cold?
At
I'm sure you're used to it now.
I'm used to it now. At first I was really excited because I've never seen snow in my whole life. So my first experience seeing snow and touching snow was I was 17. Yeah, and then eventually it kind of like okay, I don't really like it anymore, but there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, I just go back whenever I feel like I miss Philippines if I want to, if I can afford.
Well, Helga, you're
Yeah.
very controversial. Is this the reason why you got dragged into the war between Western women and Filipinas? Tell us about that.
My TikTok niche was all about me answering questions. I was giving information. What is it like dating a Filipina? What are the pros and cons about Philippines and all that? So I was just basically sharing our tradition, right? So the funny
Mhm.
thing is there's a lot of men keep asking me, hey, is Filipina attracted to black men? Are they attracted to Mexican? All this type of men. So I was super honest. So I did mention
Mhm.
that you don't get to see a lot of Filipina dating black men because discriminations against dark skin color in the Philippines. So I'm sure you've experienced a lot of discrimination because you have tan skin, right? Which of course you look amazing with your tan skin. I wish I could have that kind of, shade, but you are blessed with that. So I was being honest with what I have to say, and next thing you know, I I was called racist because they don't understand. They don't know how the Philippines situation or the tradition or culture, right? They don't understand, and so they called me racist. A lot of them, they at least I received 4 death threats. They said you're racist. I'm gonna do this to you if I see you. You better like anything. So I ignored it, but most of the time when they send me threatening words, I expose them because if something happens to me, they can go back to my old videos and they can just look at it. And then I guess
Mhm.
it started when that girl said something that, you know what, you can have all the black men, they're just toys anyway, they're just toys. So I made that video. I said, really, they're just toys because, you know, we love, like, no, she actually said, you can have our leftovers. We don't want them. And then I said, you know, in the Philippines, we love leftovers because leftovers are the best. So a lot of Western ladies were mad at me because I said that. And I was being honest, right? I said, you know, here in the Western world, like for you, you think that you can just easily, like, you can easily play men's emotion, but you know, in the Western world, not all ladies, but in my experience of being here, I noticed that when you're dating Western ladies, it's like normal for them to go back to the guy's house to, you know, to,
To
and
chill.
yeah, more than that. So
Yeah, Netflix and chill.
yeah, all the men have to do is to feed them at a nice restaurant, have give them a drink, and then next thing you know, hey, you wanna go back to my place? And if she said yes, that means it's yes to everything. And for me, I brought myself here carrying our tradition, you know, like be with one man only, be loyal to your man, be faithful to your man. And so that's what I've been doing. Like, it was shocking. There are a lot of Black women who are arguing with Black men, and then at the same time they were on to me at the same time. So at the same time,
Right.
I was bringing up our Philippine flag and protecting the name of Filipinas. And then I guess there was a point that, I don't know, I said something that, you know, we better be careful because there's a hyena movement started here in the Western world. The hyena were attacking me, but I did not say directly to address that to the Black woman. I started the word hyena movement. I did not
I like that term. Hyenas. Like, "Rawr."
Yeah, so I did not expect that it will become viral and people keep using hyena, hyena. I was like, okay, what have I done? Did I do something wrong? Because people started using that name against those people. But then a lot of Black women were accusing me that apparently I was calling them hyenas. They were like, take back that word. You don't mean that. Take back. I was like, the word hyena is not meant for Black women. It's just happened that they were bashing me and I was answering a question. I ended up saying the word. And then so yeah, that's what happened. And then yeah, they were mad at me. And then I guess I kind of like just got to the point that I was kind of promoting and being on the side of passport bros. And the reason why I said the word hyenas because I consider women who are like, all they do is like, yep, 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 yep. All they do is complain about, oh, the man is not making enough money. So they just whine and complain. And that's why I ended up saying those words. And
Mhm.
um, so yeah, like, and then eventually I ended up hearing things that, you know, passport bros were, or I hear from people that, hey, did you know that you're very popular on YouTube now? You must make a lot of money. I was like, really? I make a lot of money from me being on YouTube everywhere? Because where is my money right now? I'm still broke. And then and then I
Tell
went
me
to,
about it. They're thinking that, oh, she's rich. It's like, no, we're paid by your views. And all those views that are people using our videos, we're not
yeah,
getting paid.
no,
We're not getting paid for that. No.
the one
It's
who
like,
got paid. They're the one who got
yes, I know. The thing that I don't understand, why are they so angry at their own men? And then, they don't want men who are leaving, but they sure do seem to care when they come to the Philippines or other Asian countries.
I mean,
Why are they so mad?
obviously, it's not true that all Western women are like this and that. There's a lot
Mhm.
of women out here, so they cannot address it to all women here because I've learned so much for just being here. When they said, someone told me you're westernized, I was like, sure, I am. What's wrong with that? I proved to myself that there are many good Western women. And I also proved to myself that there are many bad passport bros hiding behind good passport bros. And so that's why I decided. And so a lot of passport bros were mad at me. And I said, I don't care if you're mad at me. I'm going to stand for I'm going to stand for what is right and what is wrong. A lot of Western women said something about, oh, they're just going there to take advantage. I got their point in a positive way, and then I also got their point in a negative way. A lot of passport bros who are acting like child, they think that if we continue promoting them, they're just gonna like their horn is just gonna go like that. Now, I don't want that to happen. I
Right.
want I want to eliminate those guys from going to the Philippines, which obviously we cannot avoid that from happening because they're gonna go there anyway. But for me, it's better if we will expose what are the pros and cons of dating Western men, or what
Mm-hmm.
pros and cons about dating Filipina. That way, a lot of these good passport pros are aware of who are they gonna see, what kind of woman they're gonna expect to see in the Philippines, right?
Right.
So that's the kind of the thing that I want to stop. Like I don't want to when Western women will say, "Oh, Filipina this and Filipina that." I think it's better.
Right.
I don't want to say anymore, and I also want to encourage a lot of Filipina to like back out. I don't care if passport bros will get mad at me. I don't care. I'm going to stand up for what is right. I don't care if Western women are considering me as their enemy. I don't care if passport bros are going to consider me as enemy. I'm going to be in between.
You know what? I totally agree with you. I even made a video. It's basically for all men coming here to the Philippines and using our country as a playground and using our kababayan, our Filipina kababayans, our sisters as, as a play toy. Then I totally agree with you. I don't support those kind of people. They are my enemy. Don't bring that toxic mentality towards women when you visit my country because it's not our fault. Your women are not the same with our women here. And most of us are very call us naive, but we fall in love pretty quickly. So
Yeah,
if you're
we get hurt easily too.
and you know what, Dai, here in the Philippines, when it comes to suicide rate, it's not about the typical depression and anxiety like in the Western world.
Yeah,
It's more of a
yeah.
heartache, brokenhearted. Yeah, I totally agree. Not all Western women are bad. I mean, there are some, many of them, they have unrealistic expectations for men.
The thing is our culture and Philippine culture and Western culture are two different things. We can either just agree to disagree and just respect the differences. So I've met a lot of Western women here that became my friends, and I asked them, hey, what is your, like, what's the most important for when you're dating a man or a partner? It's like, oh, I just want him to have the same hobbies and interests. It's not necessarily about money, because again, a lot of women here, they use their beauty to go out on dates, and and of course a lot of men, they would just buy a Lamborghini just so that they can pick up women. It's working, right? It's working. So
Yeah.
of course the majority of women here, that as far as I know, their expectation is either high or neutral for them, because the thing is, they call themselves independent, strong and independent. So
Mhm.
there are many couples here that it's okay for the guy that she doesn't cook. They agree to that. They don't have to serve their man. But there are men out there who's looking for a woman who's gonna cook and clean and this and that. But it doesn't mean that they are a slave or a maid and like that. But for us Filipina, we do that, right? Because that is our tradition. We just automatically do that without our partner telling us what to do. And on top of that, we go out and work, but we make sure our house is clean, tidy, and making sure that the fridge is there's food in there for our men and for our kids. But again, for the women here, again, they're different. They would say, oh, if I want to be, if I'm like a lawyer, the guy has to be this. So they want to have their own standard, right? If I'm making a six figure, the guy should be making six figure. If I'm beautiful, I should be expecting that the guy has nice car. He can provide me with a lot of gifts and all that. For me, I don't agree with that. That's just who I am. But if I don't agree with this woman, I cannot criticize really, because it's just the difference. Their mentality is conditioned with this kind of environment. The society has been conditioning these ladies here to be like that, right? But a
Right.
lot of,
Their culture.
yeah,
They think that's the normal
yeah.
way of thinking because they were raised that way. So do you think toxic feminism will ruin things forever between Western men and women because of that kind of mentality?
Yes, only if we people will talk about it all the time, making that an issue. But if all this men will just keep quiet, go to the Philippines, go to Thailand, go to Asia and find the girl of your dream, don't have to say anything on social media. Oh, I'm going to Asia because women here are W, and B and this and that. Just don't say anything about it, because it's never going to end. Honestly, it's not going to end, because you cannot make a woman understand the things that she's never experienced it. She doesn't know anything about the Philippines. So she even though she has a right to say whatever she wants, but it's up to us of how we react to it. It's up to us. If they tell us, oh, these ladies that, but I do get their point from those women. I get their point that yes, there are a lot of bad men calling themselves passport bros, not necessarily from passport bros, could be Caucasian too, or other nationality.
Right.
I've seen it, right? They go to the Philippines because they take advantage of the ladies, because they think that we Filipina were too friendly. A lot of us Filipina are naive. A lot of us are gullible. And I was like that before too. I was like that. And that's why for me, if I
I was
didn't,
like that too.
right, so
Until I learned.
yeah, until you're not anymore. So again,
Yeah.
there are many Filipinas who are gullible, naive. So they're the one who get taken advantage easily by this bad man.
Right. I tried for almost 3 years now, Helga. I tried my best. Both actually I'm trying to be neutral. You have to watch out for these kinds of Filipinas. Don't fall for their scams. And I also said to Filipinas, these are the kinds of expats, foreigners that you have to watch out for. Don't just, think like, oh, they're all good because we're all people.
Yeah,
We're all people, so not everyone is good. Don't just spread your legs because you're in love already after one date, two dates. Okay, now I have some bonus questions from my previous videos. If you dare, you can answer them, you can skip them, it's up to you. So the first question is, do you hold the lumber while he slumbers? If you think about it, I'm kind of like a teacher, providing knowledge about the Philippines twice a week. My course covers many different subjects, including the psychology of dealing with the local inhabitants, the mathematics of constructing a workable budget, and even biology with the sometimes bizarre mating habits of the Filipina. All I ask for this higher education is that you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you're never late for class, and check out my Patreon page for extra content and exclusive features. And while you're waiting for your next lesson, it might be a good idea to study the other course material. Because after grading your last exam, I'm afraid I'm gonna need you to stay after class for a little cramming session. Are you ready?